All right, this is a how to change the teeth in your Mobile Dimension Sawmill video. So the main blade and the edger blade procedure for changing the teeth is the same. And the first thing you need to do is drop a pin in to keep the mill from turning. So right there is a receiver for a pin. So we just need to drop a pin through that saw blade hole there, and that'll hold us in place while we change these teeth out. And so I'll show you here. Here's a tooth that's still really good. So it's got a lot of carbide, and you can see that the carbide sticks out past the gullet a good amount. So here's a tooth that's right near the end of its life. That's still got a couple days to go, but you can see here how the tooth is almost smooth with the gullet. It's got a little more, a couple more days, but those are getting really close. So I just got my first tooth in here. Let's do another one. So drop your pin in the hole there, and then you got to have this tool. I don't think you can do it without this. I'm sure you could make this. But you need some kind of tool like this, and that just goes in here, and those two pins in the tool up right into those holes in the receiver. Okay. I like to do this with a nice little sledgehammer. I didn't have one today, so I just got a normal hammer. It's my first week back at the mill this year, and I haven't quite found all my stuff. So you just tap it. Okay. The old tooth comes right out. There's always a little bit of pitch right here I like to clean off. Sometimes I'll spray them with a little WD-40, but since I'm in the middle of my summer season and I know I'm going to be changing these teeth all year, it just doesn't really matter. They're just not going to have time to seize up or anything. So you spin them back in. That one was actually, I would say that, I'm going to leave it, it's okay, but that was actually just a tiny bit loose. So maybe the next time I'll do it, I'll think about tightening that one up a little bit. You really want your tooth holders to be snug in their holders. So right now I've got all the power off to the mill. They say the best thing on the manual is to always disconnect the engine from the mill when you're doing anything on it. I just make sure all the power is off, and I just spin it really slowly. Never had any problems. So here's another tooth here. I'll zoom in for you. So there's the two holes. There's one we just replaced. And these are some older teeth that I think I was given. They're brand new, they're just rusty, but they're going to be just fine. Good to use them out. So get that in there, make sure these pins get all the way through so that they're sticking out the bottom. Okay. You go ahead, make sure you're on there all the way good. Give it a couple taps. So that one's perfect. That's about the right tension. The one before that I just did was a tiny bit too loose. You can read your manual about how to change the tension if you ever need to. I did one time, never had to again. But basically you hammer hard on this part, I think with a ball peen hammer, and it broadens this tooth holder out a little bit to tighten it up. Let's get that in there. Okay, we'll take our new tooth. These are new, even though they're rusty, they're gonna be fine. You get your holder started. Then you put your tooth in place and just real slowly spin it in there. I can just, that's probably good. I can just barely tighten them up. Usually, I like to have it so I'm having to give them a little bit of a tap to get it in there all the way. So, feeling really good about this. They're going in easy. You gotta be really careful about cutting yourself. It's better to spin the mill this way so your hands will go by the teeth. I don't know why I'm doing that wrong right now, but I'm being very careful. So anytime you're spinning these blades, you want to, just like with a chainsaw, you always want to be spinning it like this, so that if your hand slipped, it would go over the tooth instead of cutting into your hand. I've hurt myself really, really bad sharpening this mill, doing stuff like this. I've never hurt myself while cutting with this mill, never. 15 years, nothing. But I've hurt myself sharpening it a number of times. One time this guy, another sailor, really cool guy. Hope I meet him again. He had a really cool big catch boat he'd built and showed up here at the dock corner bay, and it was just me and him down there and wanted to come up and mill. I said, all right, great. First log, send the mill down. Doesn't cut. There's some issue with the log. It's really bad. Bring it back. Try to sharpen it up. I just cut the shit out of my thumb. I cut it so bad. And God, the guy was like, wow, yeah, this seems like fun. I was like, I swear it doesn't always go like this, man. So this is pretty straightforward. The first time I did it, it seemed so intimidating. And I don't know, after 10 years, I don't even think about it. 15 years. So put the tooth in. Make sure you get it nice and tight. Yep. That's all there is to it. So I showed you when to replace the teeth. And that's really straightforward. When you're grinding the tooth and your grinder goes across the carbide and just stays grinding into the gullet, that means that they're about done. I only need to replace the bottom edger right now. And I'll be replacing these main ones sometime, probably next week. So one more time, it's pretty straightforward. Get your tool in there. Make sure you're in all the way. Drop the pin in. Okay, hit it with a hammer. Ooh, tight. There. Okay, take this little bit of pitch off of there. New tooth. Real careful. Get that new tooth started in there. Yep. It's got one more, so it doesn't take that long. One of the cooler things about the Mobile Dimension mill compared to the bandsaw is that the sharpening and the blade changes are less work. It's still some work. I mean, you still got to sharpen the thing, but the bandsaw mill is a lot more blade changes, a lot more teeth to sharpen, and just a lot more teeth in general, really. So, okay, last one. So you always want to sharpen your new teeth, even if they're right from the factory and they look brand new. You always want to sharpen them, no matter what. It says that right in the manual, and it will say it on the bag of teeth that you get. At least it used to. Last ones I bought. So let's get our last tooth in there. Tighten it up. Perfect. Always remember to take out this pin. And then when you go to start the mill after sharpening the teeth, just be real careful. I just turned over once because I've forgotten those pins in there before. So I'll show you here. So nice new teeth. Everything looks great. So I'm going to sharpen it up, and we're going to keep going here, slicing on this log. Thanks for watching. I do a how-to video anytime I have a problem with the mill. So this is like real-time stuff. Like my edger belts died the other day, so I did the edger videos. Throughout this summer, pretty much every single part of this mill will break or need to be replaced or repaired, and I'll do a how-to video about every single one. There's a really good how-to video about just an overview, sawmilling 101, about how to use the Mobile Dimension mill. I'd love it if you'd watch that video. If you do watch the video and you still have questions or you want to see some other part of the mill be rebuilt, please ask in a comment, and I will be sure to make that video. I'll do these how-to video on request anytime. So please remember to click on the like and subscribe buttons below if you want to learn more about sawmilling, or if you just like being out here with me, or if you want to come out in the woods with me logging. we're gonna do that here too. So thanks for coming with me today. I am going to change the oil, sharpen up, and get back to work here making 2x4s. I'm right in the middle of an order for 6 shed kits. My dad milled 1 and I've got 5, so we got a ways to go. If you'd like to see some of these video series, there's a link for them below. Thanks for watching. Change. So my uncle was a Volkswagen mechanic. That was pretty cool. So this is a Volkswagen engine that would be in like a, pretty sure it's the same exact engine in like a VW Bug. And when I first got the mill, he was up here in Alaska visiting, and he told me, he said, oh, I don't know the right size socket. He said that engine is gonna last as long as you change the oil, Sterling. And I really took that to heart. So I've been really religious about changing the oil. I actually got, it was really cool, like my dad and I got a full case, like a big case of straight 30 weight engine oil, and I changed the oil in this mill for like 10 years off of that case. I finally ran out, and this time we're just gonna go to a normal 10W30 modern oil. So yeah, my uncle said that's gonna last as long as, depending on how often you change the oil. So oh shit, not the right socket again. I guess it is metric even back in the day. So it's got kind of a cool oil filter. That's here we go. It's like a screen in here. I'll show it to you. So you never have to change the, like, buy a new oil filter, which is really nice. And it seems to really work. This is the first change of the season. And while I'm really religious about it, I don't have an hour meter or anything, so I don't, You know, I don't think I changed it at the end of last season. I usually change it every couple weeks when we're hammering on it. So we'll see how much is in this little screen filter. It'll often show a lot of this white gunk, which is I think is dust, you know, like a little bit of that microfine spruce dust gets into the motor all the time. So pull the drain plug, pretty straightforward. And it's got this little nuts to take off. These little nuts, there's about 6 of them, and they've got little copper washers, and they hold a plate, and behind that plate is the oil filter. So just got to get these all loosened up. Then we'll reach up in there real carefully. We're going to take those nuts off, and we're not going to lose any of them. We're not going to lose any of the little copper washers behind every one, because ooh, it's a little hot. I've never had any spare, so just be careful. This feels good. It's been a while since I changed the oil. Huge part of logging, milling, is machinery maintenance and keeping your equipment going. And it's probably half the job. I mean, it is like when you live out here and you've got older equipment, the process is not like calling a repair guy, you know, it's taking it apart, figuring out what's wrong, ordering the part, waiting for the part, putting the part on there. Whew, that is a little hot still. So it's pretty cool because I'm the kind of person that when I was growing up as a kid, I always liked and wanted to do mechanic stuff. Like, I was always trying to take engines apart and stuff. But I was never like some of my other friends who were like gifted mechanics from young ages. You know, it was a slow time coming for me, man. So I was never one of these people that was just like a super gifted mechanic. Like don't have that kind of mechanical mind when I was starting out. But after that one, 15 years of working on the equipment here at Corner Bay, I've really learned a lot, and I got a lot of experience, and I've achieved some pretty big repairs over the years. And the skills I've learned here at Corner Bay repairing this equipment have helped me out hugely with moving to the city, because car mechanics are just incredibly expensive now. I mean, to the point where it's like barely worth it to fix your car. It's crazy to me, but that's just the world we live in now. So these mechanic skills at Corner Bay allow me to do all kinds of stuff. So we do all our own car maintenance, you know. I mean, everything, brakes, I mean, everything, U-joints, wheel bearings. Got it. Ooh, I almost dropped one. Whatever you need to do, we'll do it. And it saved me, my sister, my family, myself, so much money over the years. It is amazing. So, like my truck right now, it's a 2008 F-150. I bought it for $3,000 with the blown transmission. I can't believe I did that. Ordered a transmission on eBay. And I was able to replace it myself. Now I've got a half decent truck. So, you know, this logging, it's really benefited me just in so many different ways. Okay, the last washer is there. Last washer. Come on, dude. Ow. Oh, that oil's a little hot. All right. So, the sawmill specifically takes a lot of maintenance. You got to give your sawmill a lot of love if you want it to work for you. I think in a big company, that would be like having really rigorous maintenance schedules, you know, this many hours, this many hours, this many hours. We're a small operator. That's important, but it's almost more important to just look over and check every single bit of the mill every day. Like, just check everything. And I got my last washer here. I just don't want to drop it. Come on, Sterling. Come on, baby. I got it. All right. Oh. Okay. Okay, so this big plate comes out, and then there is a screen in here. Yeah, gosh, it just looks clean. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty black, ready for an oil change, but definitely not overdue or anything. Okay, I do actually have 6 nuts and 6 washers. That is incredible that I haven't lost that. I shouldn't even say it. Knock on wood. Where's the wood? Where's the wood? Incredible I haven't lost one all those years. All right. Well, this is surprisingly clean. We just need to give this a quick wipe with a rag. We'll get put back together. Oh no! Well, everything was so great. I had my first issue in a while. This has never happened to me before, but if I'd been paying enough attention, I could have stopped it. So this is pretty bad. I could tell that one of my upright, one of these log clamps, that's what you're seeing right there, was loose, like it wasn't fastened down all the way. So I guess it was really loose and it's actually not down on the bed all the way, and I hit it with the saw. Never happened to me, 15 years. So let's see where we're at, and yeah, we're okay. So the only damage is the edger blade looks okay, which is great. I stopped it in time. So we just lost some of these teeth off the edger blade, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. So I think we'll go ahead and just take a minute and change the oil, change these teeth, get everything all set up, and we will try this again here. It's too bad. Too bad. All right, well, we'll do a how to change the teeth on your Mobile Dimension Sawmill video right now. It's one of the big bonuses of YouTube is when something bad happens. Well, usually gives me a chance to do a how-to video or something like that. And some of those videos actually do really, really well. So you got this cool tool that clamps onto this tooth holder in the blade. And you get it in there, you give it a couple whiff taps. Yep, pull it out. That spins right out of there. There's our old tooth. Poor guy. Yeah, 15 years. I've never hit any steel with this mill, so that was a little scary. I know it can be bad. There could be pieces of carbide flying around and stuff like that. So luckily this one was really mellow. It just came against it. Didn't knock the blade at all. So then you put the receiver, the tooth holder back in, and you hold the tooth just so it started. Just spin it back in. And then tap it till it's all the way in there. So it's not the end of the world. Go around, get these new teeth in real quick, get sharpened up, and then I gotta get this log done, get it off the mill, get the sawdust out of there, and fix those log rollers, and we'll be set. Oh, I always feel kind of stupid when you do stuff like that, because I knew when I put that log on there, I could tell that that one was loose when I was clamping it, and I just let it go, which I shouldn't have done. No problem.